Listen, everybody, I got to get this video up, man. The Steelers are not bringing Brandon Aiyuk here. John Lynch has come out and said he wants to get a deal done with Brandon Aiyuk. Omar Khan has came out and addressed this in the media and said the Pittsburgh Steelers have not been in negotiations with Brandon Aiyuk. Despite all these insider reports, Andrew Filipponi put out a tweet yesterday claiming that the Steelers had a deal done with Brandon Aiyuk. And then he was on his show that day. I watched it yesterday, laughing about everybody taking this hook, line, and sinker. The Steelers do not have Najee Harris on roster next year. They do not have Jaylen Warren on roster next year. They do not have Cam Heyward on roster next year. They do not have Russell Wilson on roster next year. They don't have Justin Fields on roster next year. They don't have a quarterback to speak of on roster next season. So why would the Steelers give up a first-round pick, give up second-round picks, give up all these players, and then have to renegotiate and give Brandon Aiyuk an extension while Omar Khan has yet to give Najee an extension, yet to give Jaylen Warren an extension, yet to give the defensive captain Cam Heyward, who just is coming off Walter Payton Man of the Year award? Why in the world would Pittsburgh, who's historically the past, decade, maybe 15, historically known for developing wide receivers, go out there and give up all this money and all these picks and all these players for Brandon Aiyuk, a receiver that's once like $30 million? It's not going to happen. It sounds great, but it's not going to happen. It's not. You could say I'm not an insider or whatever, but Andrew Filipponi literally is in this for the money. Like, I just recently started getting paid on Facebook. This isn't about the money for me. This is about my passion for the Pittsburgh Steelers because I'm a diehard fan. I've watched this team religiously since I was like 12 years old. I'm 34 years old now. My granddaddy was a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. My other granddaddy was a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. My daddy's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. All my uncles, all my cousins. I was born and bred in the heart of Steeler Nation, where the original Pittsburgh Steel Company was made in the Mon Valley, man. I've been religiously watching this team for decades. All right, and this is not how the Steelers do business. They're just not going to trade for a guy off the street and give him $30 million. Well, not off the street, but that's what it is. The Steelers are not the type of team that's just going to roll out the red carpet for a player. You got to come in and you got to earn it. And if anything, George Pickens will be, not this year, but next year will be the last year of his contract. And to me, I think he's going to extend to the next level. He's 23 going on 24. Dude's not even in his prime yet. So what? Next year's season, he'll be 24 going into 25. And then we get him in on an extension, 3, 4, 5-year extension in his prime. George Pickens is going to have an elite year this year. He led the NFL in yards per catch, and he was essentially the number 2 wide receiver. So he's going to be the number 1 from the jump. He's going to be getting a ton of targets, and he's going to ball out. He had Kenny Pickett throwing him the ball, who couldn't even complete 5-yard outs last year. Now he has Russell Wilson, the only player to throw for 40,000 yards and rush for 5,000 in NFL history, throwing him the ball. Is such an efficient passer, accurate, great, one of the best touchdowns to interception ratios in the NFL. George Pickens is going to have a breakout year, and the Steelers are not going to mortgage their future, pay Brandon Aiyuk all this money when they still have multiple players that have been on this roster and have been building this roster and have been making this team great for years now. They're not going to go out there and basically spit in all these players, Najee's face, Fields' face, Russell Wilson's face, Cam Heyward's face, who was holding out at the beginning of training camp because he wanted an extension. But now we're not going to give Cam, the defensive captain for the past decade, an extension. But hey, we're going to trade. We're going to trade for Brandon Aiyuk. We're going to trade for him and give him an extension for $30 million. Come on, use your brains, man. Andrew Filipponi was literally laughing at all you people taking this hook, line, and sinker, man. I've been saying it from the jump. You could say I'm not an insider, But I'm right on my predictions. I give my opinion. I don't come out here and report facts like he does. I give my opinion. And in my opinion, this ain't going to happen. I called the TJ Watt contract on the money. I called the Mike Tomlin contract on the money. I was wrong about the Tyler Boyd thing. I was pushing the Tyler Boyd thing because we do need another receiver, and we could have got him on the cheap. I don't know why they didn't get that deal done, because he's a perfect possession receiver to play off of George Pickens and his deep route ability and all these other speedy receivers they're going to be stretching the field all game long. He's that one guy that was a running back in college, a wide receiver. He's a Swiss Army knife out there. And it would have been a great pickup. But it is what it is. But this Brandon Aiyuk story, that's all it is. It's just a story for clicks and ratings. It's never going to come true. It's not going to happen.